Hey y'all, Anniekin's Art here, and today I want to show you how I draw abs using something I like to call the cat's tongue method. Start off with a circle or something relatively circle shaped, and then split that circle in half right down the middle. From here, you're going to draw two kind of wing shapes off to either side of that circle. At the bottom of our circle shape, draw a small diamond with the top point hitting that center line and the bottom point extending downwards. From here, we can create our tongue shape on either side. It might look a little funky right now, but if you take a closer look, you can see our ears, nose, and tongue. Now you may be wondering, how do we get abs from this? Well, let me show you. Starting from the top, we're going to mark out the collarbones by creating another wing shape. From here, we can start blocking in the pectoral muscles using L shapes or obtuse angles. Next, create a line from the bottom of the diamond extending downwards, about halfway till you get to the belly button. Now we can start marking in our abs, again using really wide L shapes or obtuse angles. On that center line, mark in upside down U or V shapes to really block those abs in there. You can kind of already see them start coming together. From here, go up to your armpit and start drawing a line down to create our waist shape. You can add lower things if you want to, but I don't think I'm going to this time. Optionally, you can also add the muscles on the rib cage, called the serratus muscles, or as I like to call them, the butterfly muscles. All that's left to do now is go into our layers and remove our cat's tongue guidelines, and we should have a pretty basic sketch of our abs. Now you may be wondering, how do I draw abs at different angles? How do I draw them for girls? The good news is we can use the same techniques that we used before. Starting again with a circle or something relatively circle shaped, the main difference now will be in our center line. Instead of splitting the circle right down the middle, I'm going to create my wing shapes and draw that line slightly off center now, just to make sure I know that the torso is twisting or that we're viewing this from a different angle. Now, everything else is pretty much the same as before. We're going to create our diamond shape and extend a line from the bottom, and then create our tongue shape with one side larger than the other, because in 3/4 view, that far side of the face is being compressed. Now we can start sketching in our abs once again, starting at the top with our collarbones. And you'll notice here, instead of going straight down the middle, I started off to the side. That way we can create our torso shape a little bit easier and really map out those pectorals. The largest parts of the drawing are usually the easiest parts to see. And if you start with the bigger stuff and then work your way down to the smaller details, you'll find it becomes a lot easier to draw. You'll see here that I'm drawing my waistline a little bit compressed, almost like the abs are crunching forward. From this angle, we're going to see a lot more of this left side than the right side, so our serratus muscles are going to be a lot more pronounced. And in this kind of angle, it would be easier to draw the arms upward, though once you've got your body sketched in, you can add the arms pretty much anywhere. Now once again, all that's left to do is go into our layers and remove our guidelines. The cat's tongue method can be used just as effectively for drawing female or feminine characters as well. The main difference in our cat's tongue shape, once we start sketching, is going to be in the shape of the chest. We can still start at the top of our circle with our collarbones, but instead of drawing a straight line down the middle for our pectoral muscles, I'm going to use a V shape in the center and then start making wide swooping shapes almost like pears or teardrops right off the sides of the circle. And we'll throw in a sports bra because, I'm not trying to get, booted off of YouTube or anything. So now that we've created our Bonconaga hoop shape, we have to decide what kind of abs to give our character. Most girls don't have super sculpted abs. You might see something kind of like what I call 11sies, where it's just two defining lines on either side of the torso. And when creating our waistline after this, please give your characters room for a rib cage. You can flare out the hips as much as you want, but please let them have ribs and lungs for which they may breathe. Now we can take away our guidelines, and we're left with a relatively athletic-looking female figure. And that's pretty much it. I hope this pretty basic tutorial helped you. Let me know what tutorial you want to see next by leaving a comment below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.